What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Let's talk about Torchlight Energy. This is a very interesting penny stock. And before you guys roast me in the comment sections for recommending a oil stock, keep in mind that Torchlight Energy, yes, they used to do oil drilling and also oil and gas exploration, but they're not really doing that anymore. And it's very awesome and very rare to see an oil penny stock go from doing fossil fuels and stuff like that to something that's part of the clean energy sector and also something that's super high end and very high tech. And Torchlight Energy is one of those companies I feel like is definitely a long-term hold penny stock, because right now, yes, the share price is up a lot recently, but it could definitely keep going up. The market cap is still a measly $161 million. That's nothing. There's a lot of people out there in the markets that feel like Torchlight Energy could hit at least a few $1,000,000,000. There's several penny stocks lately that went from just $100, $200, $300 million market cap to a few $1,000,000,000. That's pretty awesome. Now, let me give you guys a quick little background about Torchlight before we dive into the stock stuff and the hedge fund stuff and also what these guys are doing. The reason why Torchlight is having a massive 180 degrees turn is because they are set to acquire Meta Materials. This is big and they will be getting a lot of the stock. And after this closing, Torchlight will own 25% of Meta Materials, while the other equity holders of Meta will hold the other 75%. And the ownership and also all the stuff will be split among the two companies. And obviously, if you buy Torchlight Energy, you will have a massive part with Meta Materials. After this closing, we will be seeing Torchlight pretty much selling all of their oil and gas assets by June 30th, 2021. Remember how I said these guys don't want to do oil anymore? That's very true. They will be selling all of their equipment, all of their assets that are part of the oil and gas sector. And that will be done by the summer of this year, meaning they are completely leaving the world of oil and also gas exploration, which is pretty great, especially how clean energy is much more sustainable at this current moment, and there's a lot more hype in clean energy right now. On top of that, Torchlight is doing some pretty cool stuff. They're also paying off their debts. You clearly see from January 14th and also January 13th of this year, they paid off roughly $2 million in debt. This is great because most of these penny stock companies, they owe millions of dollars. And with Torchlight Energy, not only are they merging with a very good company here, Meta Materials, they're also dumping and selling a lot of their oil and gas assets, but they're also paying off their own debt. That looks to me like a very responsible penny stock company. And if you expand this and check out the 3-month chart, there isn't any sort of a massive green spike. If you check out BMGO, this is what I'm talking about. You have no volume and then a sudden green spike. When you see a giant green spike like this, it's extremely dangerous, since the penny stock might actually go down. I don't like it when penny stocks have this sort of a weird volume. Like you see these massive green spikes. I don't like that. I like Torchlight's better. It's slow and steady. There's a lot of buying, there's a lot of selling. It's a lot more stable. Of all the penny stocks on Robinhood, Torchlight is probably the most stable one. Even right now in the past week, even though it's a penny stock, it moves very slowly. It's up like 6%, 7%. It doesn't really go down that much and it doesn't really go up that much compared to other penny stocks. And the average volume is pretty decent. It's growing. But if you really want Torchlight Energy to shoot to the moon like BMGO, you probably need a much higher volume of like at least 100 or 200 million. And Torchlight right now has 13 million. If Torchlight hits 50 million volume, which it probably will because it's such a nice, slow and steady increase in stock because investors are not selling off any shares because it's a good company, we could be seeing the stock hitting $3, $4, maybe even $10, $15. I know that sounds kind of crazy, but if they actually pull off their future upcoming projects, I think Torchlight could definitely become a really big player. Let's talk about some of the hedge fund ownership because that's what you came here for, some of you guys. And right now, you can clearly see TRCH, that's the ticker name. You do have Vanguard owning roughly 2.3 million shares. Obviously, spending $600,000 on a penny stock isn't that much money for Vanguard, but Vanguard very rarely ever buys a penny stock. I think Vanguard really likes this, and they actually bought Torchlight at a pretty early price. It's not just them. BlackRock Group also has purchased some penny stocks. And yes, penny stocks are very cheap, and a lot of these major hedge funds and banks didn't buy a lot. But still though, it's very nice to see some big institutions actually carrying and looking into Torchlight Energy. Right now, they are changing a lot of their stuff. They're no longer wanting to do oil or gas exploration. They're essentially selling their assets and moving on to other networks. Meta Materials also worked with Airbus on a laser eye protection solution. This product, the name is Meta Air, and it will be helping a lot of pilots fly safely on the plane. They also created these like holographic films that you put on different windows, glasses, helmets. It offers like maximum transparency, but also blocking like other colors, etc. This product was launched back in 2019, and Airbus really seemed to love it. And they also are checking out NanoWeb. This is another really big product which they're also making. And the reason why I feel like NanoWeb is a big deal is because you do have a lot of electric vehicles right now trying to save weight. Lighter your electric vehicle, the less electricity that you use per mile. Essentially, if you have a very big and heavy electric vehicle, your battery's going to run dry really quick. And weight is directly linked to CO2 emissions and battery life, and the lighter the vehicle, the better. And NanoWeb is the most transparent and conductive film that you could buy today. And it's 99% transparent, and you don't really lose anything on your battery. Just look at this. This is really great, and it's virtually invisible to the human eye. And we might even be seeing NanoWeb having some sort of partnership with EVs. What I really want to see from Meta Materials is possibly getting some sort of just research deal or even some sort of a partnership deal with any sort of electric car company out there in the market. Shares will absolutely spike up. You also have Meta Materials researching MRIs. They're trying to improve this as well to enhance people's health and also research, which is also pretty great. And last but not least, you have solar cells. This is what I'm looking at. Torchlight Energy, which is a heavy oil drilling company, is the absolute opposite of solar power. But right now, obviously, Torchlight is selling off their oil assets, and they're fully embracing the clean energy world and future. And they are increasing solar power. You do have Lockheed Martin and MTI announcing a partnership to actually support and help develop Meta Solar. Yeah, you heard that right. The massive military company Lockheed Martin is actually going to care about Meta Materials and also what they're doing right here. They also will be using these solar cells in different equipments and also solar farms, the auto industry. They're trying to make it super thin as well. Let's see what happens. I think having a pretty big backing and also big investments from Lockheed Martin and MTI will be extremely helpful to advance this sort of tech. So you clearly see that Meta Materials and Torchlight, they have way more than just one single product. Like, these guys are doing a variety of different products. They're doing aviation, they're doing defense, they're doing MRIs, solar panels, EVs. It's really big. So Torchlight, the reason why these guys are going up slow and steady and you don't really see any sort of a massive sell-off is because everyone kind of knows that Torchlight Energy has several different types of technology and also industries in the pipeline. It's not just one single product. Like a lot of penny stocks that you see, they have one single drug, they have one single solar power product, they have one single electric scooter product, whereas Torchlight Energy has several products. They have NanoWeb, and a lot of these technologies and products other penny stock companies simply do not have. I feel like Torchlight Energy, if they do everything right, if they actually boost their sales and get some contracts going on, they could definitely get out of the penny stock phase and get to like $8-10. I really do feel like Torchlight Energy, among all the other penny stocks, this is probably the best one to hold long term. That's about it, guys. Thanks for watching, and comment below.